Hey, what's going on, guys? Gamer Dude back once again with another Star Trek Online stream. So it's been a while since I did one of these because usually I do them with Monty Burns Wakey. However, Monty Burns has he's been busy lately and he's not been up to streaming any games. So with the new update to Star Trek Online, there's been a new episode regarding Star Trek Discovery. I don't know if any of you guys watching now or in the future actually watch Discovery, because it's not very canon to the original universes, but anyway, that is why I am playing it now, because there's a new episode and it features Captain Lorca, who actually came to the Discovery from the Mirror Universe, then went back to the Mirror Universe, then died, so we don't actually know what happened to the real Lorca. So yeah, whatever. Yo, Direct Virus, what's up? Thanks for stopping in, appreciate it. So before we begin, whilst we're waiting for the loading screen, of course, disclaimer alert, I do not own any rights to this game, do not claim to own any rights to this game. All rights go to Cryptic Studios and Arc Games. I'm simply doing a playthrough and promoting the product. Let us hope that CBS don't screw me over for it. So CBS are a bit salty when it comes to their content. Like, any fan-made projects featuring Star Trek now can only be 14 minutes long. So it's a bit of a dick move, really. Right, so first thing we are just going to do is set the mission up. See, I don't know why it says they're locked, because I've done them. I've watched through my previous live streams. I've done these episodes on the channel, so you know.
Starfleet Command.
Right, we'll just accept that. Priority missions. It has been a while since I did this one. Alright, it is primary, so where do we go for it? Go to Priora World. I'm guessing that's not here, so warp to system. Using my fabulous USS Arkham Knight, which is an Odyssey Operations Cruiser, a Tier 5 class ship. Absolutely brilliant. I love this ship as opposed to any other ship, as I have decked the fuck out of it. I am not joking, it is a fantastic vessel. It is also based on the Enterprise F or G, I think. God knows what happened to the Enterprise E. I am looking forward to finding out what happened to the Enterprise E when Star Trek Picard comes out later this year. I'm also looking forward to finding out what happened to Captain Picard. Because it is actually, this new Picard series, it is canon to the end of the Next Generation. It also will feature aspects from Star Trek Discovery and the 2009 J.J. Abrams movies. However, it will not feature any of the vessels. There's something oddly satisfying about cruising around this virtual space environment at warp speed. It's too bad that humanity will never be able to travel faster than light, because if we were to travel faster than light, we would find ourselves about 100 or so years in the future. So it's a real shame. Maybe someday we'll end up in the stars, we'll end up in space, but I doubt it'll be anything like Star Trek. Knowing as humans, we'll be conquerors, we'll be attackers, we'll be just killing aliens and stealing all their shit. We'll be like, you see that's mine now. It's always been mine. It's always been ours. You were just holding it for us. Warp 1? I was doing like warp 9.9 there. Helm, input the coordinates. There's something very oddly satisfying about this. Full impulse.
Let's do this quickly. Don't want our shields down for long.
I'm on a super advanced ship and they're on stuff from like 100 years ago.
One more assault and we would have been at critical levels in several key resources. I expect the Cicada is waiting for supplies too. I hope you have what they need.
Warp speed is very confusing.
We are ready to
Like I was just saying, Virus, it is a real shame that humans will never be able to travel faster than light, because we would find ourselves like 100 years in the future when we came back. Not to mention our bodies would also liquefy.
I believe the Baran is waiting for you to report in, so I will keep you no longer.
This better not just be like one of those rendezvous missions and then nothing happens.
This is Commander Ellen Landry of the USS Baran. Welcome to Pryor's World. The captain has requested that you transport over to the Baran to speak in person. Truth be told, we're not certain our hailing frequencies are completely secure. It's a long story. Let's just say the Klingons had a few tricks up their sleeve during battle.
Ugh, Klingons. It's always the Klingons. Even though the Discovery Klingons don't look like Klingons. Right, let's have that guy because he can do drop kicks, and why not, because drop kicks are awesome. And let's have this chick because she's a hologram, and yeah, she's barely wearing anything, so fun. I'll give one thing for Star Trek and Gene Roddenberry. He saw a vision of the future way back in the 60s and 70s, and to him, that is what he wanted humanity to be.
I'm Captain Gabriel Lorca. Welcome to the Baran. This is my first officer, Commander Ellen Landry.
Sorry to hear about Captain Schaefer. He was one of our best.
Agreed. A damn fine captain. Though from what we've heard about what happened at Corvan, his shit's in good hands.
Yo, Blazin', what's up, man? Thanks for stopping in, appreciate it.
And my somewhat tardy Chief of Security, Amna Patel.
Apologies, Captain. Welcome aboard. We appreciate the assistance.
Engineering this way, if you'll follow me.
What took you so long?
This is different and oddly interactive for Star Trek Online.
My warrior. Braver than 100 Klingons.
Kapla!
We better catch up.
Before the captain throws us in the brig with the Klingons.
We've been mopping up.
Oh yes, my weapon of choice.
The Klingons.
A Tommy gun! I love Tommy guns. It was actually an event because in one of the movies, Captain Picard goes to the holodeck and he uses a Tommy gun to kill the Borg. And hey presto, Tommy gun is now in the game. It's supposed to be like set in the 25th century and I'm using a Tommy gun from the 1930s.
Klingon prisoners of war.
Prisoners we plan to deliver to a secure location before we ran into a snag. Lieutenant Kerwin, I have someone I'd like you to meet.
Welcome aboard. Thanks for lending us a hand. Mind taking a look at something here? I'm analyzing some issues with the Baran's critical systems, and a fresh perspective might shed some light. Somehow the Klingons infected our computer systems with a particularly nasty virus during the battle.
See, when you're doing missions like this, it's really interesting because if you've got several different characters, you can have tactical, science and engineering, as you see right there. Each option puts you on a different outcome through each mission. So say if I was an engineer, it would, as it says, make me check the sensors, but then I would probably have to go to the bridge or go somewhere else. But now I'm doing tactical, I would stay in engineering. Say science as well, to take a look at the shields. That would probably end up with me going to the bridge as well. Each character you pick with these different types of perks affects the missions, basically, and the mission plays out as your character is set.
The virus has really dug into our tactical systems. We lose targeting, can't even power up the emitters or launchers. At that point, the only weapon in our arsenal is harsh language, and that won't
Well, I wouldn't say that, Virus, because the phasers in Star Trek can vaporize people, and I like the idea of that. What the shit? Oh, I see. It's just it was very difficult to see that for a moment. I love how it's still going up.
If the virus tries to lock out a weapon, it should still work.
Just hand you a lightsaber. Wrong franchise, buddy.
Nice work. Tactical will need to make adjustments, but that should block the virus nicely.
Is this going to be one of those really boring missions where there's no action at all?
What the? We just lost port deflectors!
Bridge to Captain. Klingon vessels decloaking.
Lorca to bridge. I'm on my way.
Alright, I retract that. It looks like we're about to get some company.
Multiple Klingon transporter signals in your vicinity.
All hands, repel boarders.
Yep, company. I'm not sure what's happened to the music. I think it may have turned itself off for this for the stream. The CBS do get kind of salty when it comes to their content. Ouch. 7 mile 3, that's painful. Yeah, sarcasm is hard to understand over text messaging. Eat Tommy gun. I do also have some laser pistols, but I prefer the Tommy gun.
Lorca to bridge. We need those shields back. Do what you can to keep our port side away from the Klingons. Kerwin, I want you to head up there and...
Hello, I have a super advanced ship above you. It's like 100 years ahead of you. Can we use that instead, please?
No, I think it's time we went on the offensive. Landry, Patel, lead the way.
Chief, get us to the armory.
On it.
Captain to sickbay. We have wounded on deck 17.
We're on our way, Captain.
Take one of these phaser rifles. We just finished modifications on them from data we gathered during the Priors World fighting.
That's okay. This alien's called an Andorian, but he looks like he's got 2 penises on his head. I'm just pointing that out. Ooh, free rifle.
Klingons hit the brig.
Lorca to bridge. Acknowledge. We're en route. Tepev, Landry, Patel, take the lead. Everyone else, you're with me.
Alright, let's see what that weapon was like. What was that on it? Phaser full auto. Oh, it's a pew pew gun! We all love pew pew guns. I love pew pew guns. Punch to face. It's like, it's okay, I'm just in a gun battle with an alien species, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Ellen! Ellen! Can you hear me?
Male version of Mantis.
Cover me. Del, give me a hand with this.
There's no time. Captain, you need to go.
That's not how we operate, Commander. We don't leave people behind.
Vaporized. Oh, and it was me who vaporized him. Cool. I'm a murderer. Nice.
It's clear. Help her.
Well, actually, if you vaporize someone, is it murder or because there's no evidence to leave behind? You know, it's not really murder if there's no evidence, is there?
Thought I lost you there. Fortunately, the captain had other ideas.
Nice
So
shot
4
back
people
there.
watching, thanks for stopping in, guys. Appreciate it.
We need to move. Can you stand?
The uniform I'm currently wearing for this, by the way, if you're a Star Trek fan, is from the early Deep Space Nine days and the Star Trek Voyager days. It's still murder. Yeah, but he was vaporized, so that, you know, there's no proof, right? It's like, I'm charging you with murder, gamer dude, and it's like, well, what are you charging me for? You know, there's no proof I killed him. There's no evidence.
Prepare the tractor beam in case we fail.
And it would appear that these huge, mega almighty starships, policed by decks worth of security, don't have cameras either. So it's like, yeah, you've got no proof I killed that guy. It's like, it could have been any one of your crew. Why are you blaming me?
Damn, it's even in the door systems. I'll handle it. Bam! Got it!
Well, they seem to have a very high tolerance for murder in the future. Like, from what I've seen with the Star Trek series, if you murder someone, there's consequences for it, like there is in the modern day. But they seem to eventually let them out of their confinement when there's a big crisis, and then they're just pardoned of all crimes. It's like, okay, this dude just totally murdered someone, and now you're letting him out because there's a crisis? What's to stop him from murdering everyone else? Oh, roundhouse kick.
Lorca to bridge. The prisoners are secure. Give me a status report.
Sir, the Klingon vessels just went under cloak.
They'll be back.
Once again, super highly advanced starship above you, like 150 years ahead of anything you've got. Just, you know, let me get back to my ship.
Unfortunately, our holding facilities here are compromised. Under the circumstances, I think we'll need to transfer the prisoners to your ship. I think
Yes, that'll work. Super advanced ship. That's the best idea you've had all
We
day.
have to take a shuttle. A little old-fashioned, but if the Klingons are here to rescue their people, they won't risk firing on you. Your ship, on the other hand, will be a target. Be ready for anything. All right, these Klingons wanted to ride in a shuttle. Load them up.
I love how they've got the classic theme tune in the background there when you finish something.
Transfer to your vessel. I'll have our security chief contact yours to sort out the details. Excellent. Are you ready to finish boarding procedures and head out?
Yes, shut up. Oh yeah, I've called pretty much all of my ships the Arkham Knight. I've gone from Arkham Knight A, B, C to D.
Afraid I have some bad news. We're picking up some photon decay heading our way. My people believe it's coming from cloaked Klingon vessels, and I'm inclined to agree. Get ready for a fight.
All ships, be close.
Now I'm about to show you why this ship is so totally amazing and super overpowered. Because I can do this.
This is the Shinano. We are under heavy fire and need assistance.
Split it into two.
Moran to Cicada. Move to support the Shinano.
Hey, let me use my tractor beam. Should have named it Man Bear Pig. Uh-oh, my ship's farting. Might want to steer clear of there, guys. See, look at that. That guy flew into it and now he's just standing still. I do love this ship. It is seriously overpowered.
All ships circle the wagon. Watch out for each other. We'll get through.
Finally, let me use the tractor beam. Whoops, I just crashed into my own ship there. Well, a piece of my ship. Naturally, of course, as well as the phaser beams on the ship, I've got pew-pew guns on it. Because everybody loves a good pew-pew gun. Yeah, can't see me. I'm John Cena, you can't see me. Two ships in one is extremely OP. It's also very cheating. It's still in good nick as well at 93% integrity. See, I love this ship because it is a very large ship and it is extremely maneuverable for what it is. And if you're a fan of the Star Trek series or just a fan of this game in general, you know, the bigger the ship, the harder it is to maneuver. But in this case, it is actually a pretty tough ship.
Nice work, Captain. Looks like the Klingons aren't finished with us at Pryor's World. Glad you were in the neighborhood. Things could have gone pear-shaped if you weren't. I'm sure that'll look good in your after-action report. Might put a little dent in my sterling reputation, but I'll manage. That said, we're not out of the woods just yet. I'll let my first officer fill you in on the details.
It's never easy, is it? It's never over.
This is Landry. As you've seen, the Baran is needed here at Pryor's World. And her brig is no longer secure. I'm afraid your ship is going to have to facilitate this prison transfer. The destination is classified, I'm afraid. I have
Well, if the destination is classified, how the hell am I supposed to know how to get there?
Permission. I'll bring aboard with my team.
I don't disagree, Captain, but we're at war. Things have a tendency to get irregular in situations like this. Some of our prisoners are high-ranking members of the House Bokai. The secrets they know are important to the Klingons, even more so to Starfleet. We need to get them into a high-security facility as soon as we can.
Yeah, but the multiverse theory in Far From Home was debunked when it, spoiler alert by the way, when it turned out that Mysterio was just lying and he was from that Earth in the first place. Which doesn't surprise me because Mysterio is the master magician, you know, he's the master of illusion, he's the master of deception.
Agreed? Oh, and one last thing. Landry's on loan. She's a damn fine officer and one of a kind. I do expect her back intact as soon as you're done, Captain. The shuttle, on the other hand, you can keep. We got plenty of those.
Let's call back the rest of my ship. I love how this reconnects as well. Yeah, that's quite awesome.
My team is on board, Captain. With your permission, I'll take the helm for this trip. I know the way, after all.
No, fuck you, it's my ship. Why should you take control? Well, from what I saw in the movie, spoiler again by the way guys, Mysterio dies right at the end. So unless he was faking it, unless he was deceiving them, that's another classic Spider-Man villain that they've just killed off straight away.
Your presence in this system is unexpected. Transmit secure clearance codes now. Awaiting transfer of codes.
I should remind you that all of our defense systems are active, Captain. Vosker out.
I'm not a captain, I'm an admiral, you little fuck.
That he did, Captain. Shall I transmit the security clearance codes? Transmitting initial sequence, now. Lieutenant Kerwin, begin beta security code transmission on my mark. Very much so, Captain. Possibly more than they enjoy oxygen and comfortable socks. Transmission complete. The station is hailing us now. Shall I put them through?
You're cleared for approach. Proceed to the following coordinates and prepare for prisoner transfer via shuttlecraft. Vosker out.
Alright, so I'm guessing I head towards a big, ominous green beam of light in the middle of space. You know, there's something about the Star Trek lore that just always baffled me.
If you please.
Like, how, when the ships explode, how do they explode? Because in space, fire needs oxygen, and in space there's no oxygen, so how the hell does the ship burn? And it's the phaser beams as well, and the torpedoes. Sound can't travel in space, so how the hell can you hear them? It's just so much wrong with the lore in this.
It's about Warden Vosker. I've served with him before, and there are some things about his character you should be aware of. Serving here allows Vosker to use methods and practices that would not fly on a starship. Some of his morals are fluid, perhaps dangerously so. Look, I'm not sure what Starfleet Command knows about him, but he still has command of the facility. Permission to speak freely? There are those in Starfleet who are more focused on results than the cost of achieving those results. Vosker is such a man. The Admiralty didn't order these prisoners here by chance. They want Vosker to get results by any means necessary. That doesn't work for me, or Captain Lorca. The ends do not justify the means. I intend to make sure the price we pay here isn't too great. I don't want to look back on this day with regret, or worse. My team has the prisoners prepped for transfer. Are you ready to head to the facility?
Really? Sound can travel in space? Huh? I always thought it couldn't.
Welcome to Facility 2047. I'm Hadrian Vosker. Computer, update the log to finalize the transfer of prisoners to this facility. Authorization Vosker Sigma 9. We'll take it from here. A reminder, all data relating to this facility is classified. Now, if there's nothing else, I have a prison to run. Feel free to show yourselves out.
Wow, what a dick.
Thank you. Hadrian. It's been a long time.
Not long enough. Was there anything of substance you wish to discuss, or are we done here?
As in, according to Starfleet regulations, Hadrian, not your own personal code of conduct. Listen, we don't have to like each other. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's an impossibility at this point. What we need to do is work together and upholding the ideals and laws.
What I loved most about the end credits scene in Spider-Man was J.K. Simmons reprising his role as J. Jonah Jameson. That was just a oh my god moment.
Look, the Federation is the promise of a better future. I buy into that. Beautiful dream. People love to talk about it. What nobody wants to talk about are the hard choices it takes to make that dream come true. Every day, Klingons remind us, though. And we pay the price in blood, sweat, and tears. So unless you're ready to learn some hard truths, I suggest you return to your ship and move along.
No, I don't think I'll return to my ship. I was sent here, so I'm going to stay here. Okay?
Yeah, why don't you show us everything you do here, Warden. Enlighten us. Show us how you're keeping the Federation safe from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Hey, we'll even take notes.
Wonderful. Prisoners are being processed. I'm sure they're being treated well. Better than the Klingons treated the innocent civilians of Pryor's world, for example. If you'll follow me.
See, usually if I was doing this on my own, all that dialogue would have just been skipped.
Wrapping it up now, sir. Medical scans and contraband search all came back in the green.
Why did he just jump?
Warden, there's increased comms from the Starfleet vessel stationed at Pryor's World. It sounds like there's another fight with the Klingons there. I'm not sure. Sorry, the signal's garbage. Some sort of interference is breaking it up, and I'm just getting fragments. So far, it sounds like the trouble is on the planet's surface.
We have our orders, and no distress signal is being sent. That being said, I feel a hell of a lot better if I were back on the Baran, Captain. I've got the feeling the Klingons are about to make another big push at Pryor's World.
Fine. In the meantime, we have a job to do here. Johnson, put the Priority 2 prisoners into GenPop. I'll make sure our Priority 1 guest gets into MaxSec, where he belongs. Captain, Commander, let's get this over with. Got a nice cell waiting for you.
Can we shoot this guy? He's a real dick.
I'm not sure leaving the prisoners here with him is wise, Commander.
What do you
This reminds me of the Alchemax facility from Spider-Man 2099.
Just wondering what you have in mind for our prisoners, Hadrian.
Nothing the Admiralty hasn't authorized before.
Johnson here. Operation reports a malfunction in primary systems and recommends a reboot.
Johnson, contact engineering. And keep an eye on things until I'm finished. Oscar to engineering. The bridge to isolation is acting up. Fix it. Now. Right. Now deal with...
Understood, sir. Wait. What the... Sir, the primary deflector grid just went offline.
Well, I finally managed to get around to watching Avengers Endgame properly, and I love the part where they go back in time and they're in 2012 for the first Avengers movie, and Captain America's in the elevator with what we know are those undercover Hydra agents, and Cap goes, "Hail Hydra," and they just give him the staff, and they're all looking at him proper shocked, like, what? Yes, of course, spoilers, we're getting off topic here. Let's stay on the matter at hand, let's stay on the game.
Nice. Same to you, Hattibach. Come on. Piece of work, damn it.
Reliable future tech for you right there.
I can't get the bridge to extend. We need to think of an alternative.
That didn't sound good. We need to get out of here.
Look at me just casually talking to a Borg drone. Well, the prisoner's dead. This is a Star Wars moment! Star Wars moment!
Time for this? Let him fall. It's just a Klingon.
We are Starfleet. Since you've obviously forgotten, that is not how we operate.
Whatever. Let's get moving.
I'm gonna guess that wasn't anything nice that he just said. I don't speak Klingon. I'm not that nerdy. I like Star Trek, but I'm not that nerdy. Right, so where's the console I've got to use? Oh, there's no console. I've got to talk to this douche.
If we can't put the prisoner in one of these cells, we'll have to take him back to processing. It's not ideal, but it'll do till we get things under control.
You know something is going to go horribly wrong here. I mean, it's Star Trek. Something always goes horribly wrong. It's like, I was watching Lost a couple of weeks ago and there was a reference to Star Trek in it. I don't know if anybody's watched Lost, but John Locke was talking to a character called Boone about Captain Kirk. And he's saying something about the red shirts and how the red shirts would always go down to the planet and they'd always die. And this guy John Locke goes, sounds like a piss poor captain to me. He's not wrong.
Let's stow this guy quick.
Remember Lost? Oh, I remember.
Right over. And he's gonna be here a very long time.
Who the fuck is that now? Oh, okay. Someone dead. Where'd the phaser come from? I don't have a phaser. I've got a rifle. Oh, these Klingons look so weird. They're bald. Why did they remake the Klingons to be bald? Alright, I guess he was going somewhere.
You were saying, if only you had shields to block our transporters. Our paths cross once again. If only I had the time to end you. Like I ended your captain.
You two know each other?
Try to die well. Ketris.
She shouldn't know me, because this is apparently only a simulated episode. This isn't actually anything to do with time travel, this is just Starfleet doing a training protocol in the holodeck.
Cover me while I get the shields back online.
Kerwin, help him while we hold them off.
Damn it. Get over here and cover me.
Yes, Commander.
Eat lead, motherfucker! Roundhouse. Roadhouse.
Do your job, idiots. Son of a... Do your jobs, idiots.
You should totally do an episode on your channel about that, Blazing. How you think Jameson's from the future and he's just a Hydra agent.
Do your job,
Dude, I'm doing the best I can. If you would stop talking and just do your work, this would go a hell of a lot faster.
Do your job, idiots.
Pew pew guns!
I can't get this done if they keep shooting me.
You can't get it done if you keep talking either, so yeah, kindly shut up.
Do your job, idiots.
Oh yeah, no worries, Direct Virus, thanks for stopping in, appreciate it. Catch you later, dude.
It's done if they keep shooting me.
I mean, I can't imagine there's much longer left in this episode anyway. I mean, usually, of course, I am playing this with Monty Burns Wakey, but Monty Burns Wakey is just too busy at the moment to even consider playing games at the moment, so I'm just doing it on my own for a change. There is, however, one more episode to be played in this Age of Discovery arc, so I probably may play the next one with Monty Burns. If not, I'll drop it on you guys at some point. Roadhouse. Roadhouse. There goes my guy drop kicking the fuck out of him.
I'd hold off on any celebrations. Long-range sensors are picking up a Klingon battle group, approaching at high warp. Without the turrets, they'll eventually knock our shields down and finish us off for good. It's only a matter of time.
No. The girl that Ned was with in the movie was Betty Brant. She's the assistant from the Daily Bugle. Obviously, she's not got to that point in her life just yet.
Just need to buy him enough time to get the job done.
This isn't time for heroics. One ship against a Klingon fleet? That's suicide, you know it. Now face it, we're done here. Let's get essential personnel to your ship and get the hell out of here while we're able.
Captain, the turret grid just came back online. Wait. That's bad. The turrets are scanning for Starfleet vessels. They've been set to see them as targets. It's that damned virus.
Brilliant. Starfleet technology at its finest can be turned against other Starfleet vessels. You'd think there'd be some kind of safety protocol in there, viruses or not, to prevent them from targeting other Starfleet vessels.
How did a Klingon virus get into our system? Klingons didn't even know about this place until...
Of course. Those clever bastards. It's a genetic sequencing virus. We did a full medical scan of the Klingon prisoners when we brought them aboard the Buran. And another one when they were brought aboard this facility. But... fortunately, or your ship would be dealing with the virus too. Somehow they've managed to embed it within the DNA of one or more of the prisoners.
Well, that's alright then, because my ship's super advanced compared to anything you've got, so we're just going to totally take them all out.
We should be able to isolate the viral code and purge it from the system. Maybe 5 minutes?
It is weird in this movie because that MJ is not the MJ we all know and love. Marvel have ruined that version of MJ. I know they keep saying, oh, it's not Mary Jane, it's not Mary Jane. Well, it clearly is. Oh, return to the shuttlecraft. Okay. Just casually walking over a dead body there. No worries.
I can't believe he got away. After all that we went through here, anything he does from here on out is on me.
You shouldn't beat yourself up for doing the right thing here. Besides, if we get him and Ja'ula, we can just pretend it was all part of the plan.
God, that's a weird futuristic name.
Alright. You win. But we still have a lot of work to do before, you know, we single-handedly win the war and get promoted to Fleet Admiral. So let's get up to your ship and go after them.
Right, it was crushing on that girl in Spider-Man Homecoming. She leaves and then it's like, oh my god, I'm totally in love with MJ.
We have what we need. Leave the prison for the rest. They suspect. They blocked up.
Yeah, I don't speak Klingon. Is there English subtitles with that?
Captain, one of the Klingon vessels is hailing us.
Okay.
Starfleet vessel.
Ah, bald. It looks like a testicle.
If you wish our crew to
It's like a testicle with a body.
and prepare to be boarded. Refuse, and we will give you all an honorable death. Our warriors.
Alright, if you're going all Deadpool, it's like a testicle with teeth.
Perhaps we will meet face to face in glorious combat when I board your vessel to take it as my prize.
That'll definitely be the day. Fire at will. Hey, what did Will ever do to you? Just activating every single perk to make this ship basically unstoppable. Hey, rock and roll, let's do a roll. And then crash into an asteroid. I'm guessing we're going to want to stay away from those satellites because they're just going to attack us. It's like, ooh, pretty lights. This guy is just taking it. He does not want to go down. Hey, and a torpedo finished him off. Rude! Cloaking on me. Alright, two can play that game. Anti-time entanglement singularity, no, I like that. Anything to do with time travel in the Star Trek universe, I love. Because they always get it so fucking wrong. In fact, the most accurate representation I've seen of time travel would have to be Avengers. Avengers Endgame, actually. Well, if you had better security instead of Game Boy level, maybe the satellites would have been on your side altogether. It must have hit my engines. I'm farting again. That is a big spread of torpedoes. This is still so very satisfying, you know, even though it's very repetitive, it's just blow these ships up, go to a station, kill those dudes, same rinse and repeat. It's still very, very satisfying.
Good news, Captain. Latest sensor reports show all Klingon vessels are either destroyed or retreating.
Kerwin here. Captain, all systems are clear over here. Not reading any Klingon ships on sensors either. Do it?
Well, duh. Of course we did it.
Captain,
I have a super advanced ship.
Same to you. I recommend we retrieve Lieutenant Kerwin and return to the Baran immediately. We haven't seen the last of Ja'ula and her forces, and there is a nasty digital virus still running wild in the Baran systems. Seeing as we have the solution to that little problem, I think it's high time we delivered it to Captain Lorca.
So that's it for the mission.
I went through it myself. Some of it was rough to witness, considering the final fates of Captain Lorca and the crew of the Baran. Seeing them in action, fighting at their side, makes their sacrifices hit that much harder. I'm told the tactical research team is working on another simulation relating to the events that took place at Pryor's World. We might be in need of your services again soon. In the meantime, I suggest review of today's simulation. As Starfleet Command is fond of reminding me, you might be facing the real Ja'ula and her forces soon.
I suppose I'll take the armor, because I don't really use pulse wave weapons. So we'll take a nice, steady, soft cruise at warp back to Earth. Because, again, I do really find it oddly satisfying in this game, cruising around at warp speed. I know it's only a virtual space environment, but it is so realistic. Like, you pass planetary solar systems, you pass nebulas, spatial anomalies, and it's really interesting. Like, over there you can see a nebula. It's just a rogue star there. It's really interesting. Yo, Dan the man, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping in, appreciate it. Porthos. Speaking of dogs, actually, in the new Captain Picard series that's coming out, Picard has a dog, strangely. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Because after the whole Porthos thing, you don't really see any other dogs in the Star Trek world. Well, unless you count Captain Janeway's dog, but you never actually see the dog. It's just the picture on her desk. In fact, before we end the stream, I do actually have something to do. Ah, yes. Let's go to the Pleasure Planet. This time we won't cruise at warp, we'll cruise at velocity that would just pancake you to the walls. See, this velocity that I'm at right now, it's called slipstream, and it is basically infinite velocity. So it means you can be in every place of the universe at once. And yeah, if that were to happen to a human body, we would be pancaked on the wall and liquefied. Next level of speed for the Flash, right? What's really interesting is because this is a massive open world RPG game, there's so many other different ships around. Like, all these are players, they're not just NPCs. It gives you a chance to see what ships are actually in the game. And you know, if you see a ship you like, you're like, ooh, I really want that ship. And you know, you can message the player, say, oh, what ship is it? And you know, they tell you, and then you can buy it, providing you've got the credits for it. And I think I've got over like 20 billion credits, so I've got enough to buy plenty. But this is what humanity needs right here. This is Riser. This is a pleasure planet, and Pleasure Planet just really doesn't do it justice. It is a fantastic little place. There's even little rocket packs. Hang on, what's this? Oh, okay, I have a toy rocket ship. Whee! Off it goes. Okay, that was also weirdly satisfying. Watch me fly, I have a jetpack. Yep, exactly. They still use credits and currency. It's because humans are so goddamn greedy. You know, we will never get rid of currency. Currency is going to be around until the end of days. You know, even if we do venture out into the stars, we're going to be greedy as fuck. We're also probably going to be inbreeding with every single species that we meet, as demonstrated in Star Trek and Star Wars. And Doctor Who as well, apparently, yeah. See, this isn't that satisfying. This is just for me to get some event credits so I can win a ship. As I said, this game does free promotions. You know, you can get free starships, free gear, free weapons, etc., etc. But only if you get enough tokens for the events. But the funny, interesting lore about this planet in particular. In the Star Trek world, it began as a barren wasteland. You know, it suffered from tropical weather storms, volcanic eruptions, etc., etc. Starfleet moved in, they put weather control systems in, so if those go offline, the planet's just gonna rain, snow, sleet, hail, etc., etc. The climate controls as well, that's basically stops the volcano. If that goes offline, the volcano is going to erupt with massive force and kill everybody on the planet. So, you know, it's a cool place to be, but it's not exactly the safest place to be, because if the technology fails, then you're all dead. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. I really think YouTube has some kind of mental disability. It's like, really, it doesn't seem to know how to count. It's like 1, 2, miss a few, 99, 100. Dude, don't get me started on that. Skynet is coming. Skynet is happening. Skynet is going to go live. You know? Humans are that dumb. We are handing everything over to computers these days. And if those computers were to become self-aware, we're going to have a Terminator situation. You know? And we're just so fucking dumb to see it. We're too dumb to see that it's happening. We've handed over pretty much probably about 30% of the world to computers, if not more. So in a couple of decades' time, the need for human work will be just redundant, you know? We won't need anyone to maintain shopping markets anymore because it'll all be done by robots. We won't need anybody to maintain military systems because it'll all be done by computers. You know, the military will be redundant because it'll all be done by drones and self-flying jets or some shit. I think that's the one thing Gene Roddenberry saw in the 60s and 70s when he created Star Trek. Much like, what's his name who created Star Wars? George Lucas, yeah, George Lucas. I forgot his name for a minute there. George Lucas and Gene Roddenberry had similar visions of the future. And they saw that technology was going to become a huge influence. You know, unlike movies from the 30s and 40s where they saw flying cars by 1986 or something, you know, they were a bit off on that one. Exactly, that's what I was just saying, Blaze, and it's only a matter of time before the computers become that self-aware that they know the humans are the issue, that humans are the problem. And then we'll all fucking find out that we are actually in the Matrix and none of this shit is real. Well, Earth, for all we know, Earth could be a giant reality show for some fucking alien species. And, you know, we're just like a subspecies from their own species, and they've dumped us on this planet. And we haven't actually been around for as long as we think, you know. We could just be a computer program to them, or we could actually be a species from their planet that they've just thought, fuck it, you know, let's just totally create a reality show based on these guys and see what happens. And now it's everyone's favorite reality show, Humans on Earth. Let's turn those in. What the hell is that? Oh, hollow emitter for a shuttle. Okay, hang on, I have a shuttle. Wait, where can I put it? I can't put it anywhere. What the hell? How do you equip it? Don't know how to equip that. I didn't even know I had that, to be honest. So, because we can't use it, we're just going to dump it down there for a minute.
The limited time rewards have ended. You can still seek out artifacts, but only for the standard payout.
Let's beam back to our almighty ship. Yes, most of my officers are female, but that is pure coincidence. When you're playing through the game and as you level up through the game, you get given officers. And most of mine were female. It's like, you know, it's like a ship of the Valkyries at the minute. It's like in the future humans have just done away with males altogether and it's a ship of the Valkyries. Oh, it's my theory that Mars was actually the first home for humans. And, you know, obviously the first human race evolved and developed on Mars, and we somehow destroyed it. And, you know, we found a way to come to Earth. You know, we populated it, and the ship that crashed down for us to populate the Earth is what wiped out the dinosaurs instead of a meteor. See, it's all coming together. Anyway, my theory is that we devolved. Because we came from there, we lost all our technology, all our superior technology. We devolved into the primate species. And then, of course, we began to evolve again. Well, Mars does have the characteristics of an M-class planet, but there are no nucleogenics in the atmosphere, which means it is incapable of producing rain. So there was some kind of meteorological disaster that happened around Mars. Ugh. Let's just see how long we've been live. When YouTube decides to cooperate. It's been a bit slow today. Okay, we've been live for 67 minutes now. So I think I'm going to call it for this stream. Of course, usually I do these kind of streams with Monty Burns Wakey, however he's been extremely busy as of late and we just haven't had a chance to play the game together. But there is one more episode to do in the Age of Discovery arc, and it is my understanding that Cryptic Games are going to keep updating this game with more episodes to do with Star Trek Discovery. So there's every possibility there will be more episodes and Monty and I will be playing through them on the channel. So if you're watching now or in the future, do let me know what you guys think of the Star Trek game series. Do you want to see it as a regular thing? Every time there's a new episode, do you want me to stream it? Or do you just want me to stream through some of the older stuff in general? Because I don't mind replaying the game at all. Of course, as well, shout out to everyone that's been active in chat. Over 100 comments now, so thank you guys for stopping in. Do appreciate it. Blazing 710420, Direct Virus, always stopping into the channel, always showing love and support. If you guys haven't already, do head over to their channels. They're both on the gaming side of things. Blazing's more on the 420 community, so I must stress enough, 18 plus only for Blazing's channel. Direct Virus has literally just gotten back into the gaming scene. He's trying to grow and develop. I think he said earlier in the chat he's going to be doing Spider-Man PS4 and something else. I didn't quite catch what it was. There's been a lot of chatter going on. Dan the Man, thanks for stopping in as well. As always, I do appreciate it, dude. So yeah, we're now at 934 subscribers, so we're still getting ever so much closer to that goal of 1k. Let's see if we can get there by the end of the year. So if you're watching in the future and you're new to the channel, don't hesitate to smash the like button and drop me a subscribe. I always sub back to new subscribers and try to produce any content you may be producing. I say try because with the channel growing as fast as it is, I can't get around to everyone immediately. You know, it's like I've almost got 1,000 subscribers, so if I was to watch everyone every day, or every minute of every day, I wouldn't have any spare time. I wouldn't be able to do any games myself. So don't feel disheartened if I don't get around to you straight away. I will get around to you at some point. So yeah, just stay tuned for the rest of the week because we're just going to be continuing a couple of things. Of course, usually we would do the Telltale game series on Sunday with The Walking Dead. However, the game decided that it didn't want to work anymore. So I've had to see about getting another copy of that, but I don't get paid until the end of this month, so it's going to be a little while before I actually get another copy picked up for that game. Of course, Saturday we'll be doing our annual Just the Facts series. You guys really seem to enjoy that, that's why I've continued it. And Sunday, because we can't do The Walking Dead, I think I'm going to replace it with another zombie game. So I might replace it with Dead Rising 4 or Dying Light when I manage to get that game back as well. So yeah, that's it then guys. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been Gamer Dude. Happy gaming. And I'll catch you all in the next one.